Wow, welcome back everybody. And it's great to again have full house, Irma.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed and you had a great time this afternoon. Thorsten, what you were doing this afternoon?
Well, many activities, many insights. If I have to choose one, I supported our colleagues Arnaud and Mark in session on regional missions. Very interesting insights how regional missions allow you to change the way you work with stakeholders and how you can use ERDF in different way to invest in innovation. Very inspiring.
That sounds very interesting. The sessions, and I heard nice feedback from our participants that they really enjoyed some tips, the experts, and also the people that invited that gave to them. Good news for the ones that were eager to attend the sessions on the policy, for the sessions that happened in the main hall on the policy design. Those sessions were recorded, and all recordings will be available on our website. So if you missed that, if you want to check, you can check the recording.
I know, Irma, you were not here in the main hall. What have you been doing this afternoon?
Me, I was rehearsing, hanging around, talking with the people, and I also went to the tram restaurant where projects were presenting, and was really interesting and inspiring. There I met Marta, who is from West Moperania region, close to Germany, and she's in the project called Green for Heat, and she was telling that she's very busy now and was presenting a good practice that will be soon submitted in our good practice database. And now listen, what is the inspiration on what is the good practice about? The region has a new public building which was constructed using European Union's funds. It's the building that produces more energy than it can consume, so that it can give to the other buildings. And it's a good practice and inspiration, and many other project partners that are in this project, they think that they can put similar solutions to the other countries.
So looking forward to receiving this good practice for review by our experts.
And even more, I heard, there are projects mostly on green, working also on how to improve the solutions, making the last mile, how to deliver the goods in the cities as green as possible to reduce the low carbon footprint, and exchanging the good practices between different countries and getting inspiration. So it's really a lot on many things and interactions happening.
Okay, but let's not only talk about our experiences, let us ask our audience.
That's a very good idea. A question to you, to let us know how did you experience this afternoon? Who managed to make a new and available contact this afternoon? Please raise your hands. Wow, great, me good. Too, me yes. Too, I'm also, okay.
And who felt inspired? So who discovered an inspiring policy solution, policy idea?
Oh, I see Commission and representatives from the ministry. They got inspired because they had a very interesting study visit this afternoon. They went to the Energy Center, where some of our participants will be going tomorrow. And my question, the last question from my side, you know that experts were wearing pins. Who managed to talk with our thematic expert in the networking area, or maybe after the thematic workshop? Great. Great. The experts are also there tomorrow, and you can continue your activities. The reminder for the ones who are with us tomorrow that the study visits are, the meeting point is here at the venue at 9:15, and don't be late for the thematic sessions. They are starting at 9:30. If you do not remember to what you signed for, you just take your badge badge, turn the second side, and you check, and you will know what is the activity you have for tomorrow's agenda.
Now everybody is thinking, for what have I signed up tomorrow? But before we close today, of course, as we said, Irma, we have to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Policy Learning Platform. And I can already tell you, I know we have more stories of community engagement to share.
It's true. It's time to reflect on the journey, the policy learning journey we have made during those 10 years. And I would like to invite all of us to watch a video showing and highlighting some of the moments. Let's watch the screen.
As the second pillar or leg of the Interreg Europe program, the Policy Learning Platform offers different services, in particular for regions which may not have the possibility to participate in Interreg-funded projects.
We think that our meeting show us the best practice which are real acting in European community, and we'll try to improve this practice in our circumstances, in our region.
We are full of happiness right now. So we're just looking forward to getting back and sharing this with our colleagues. So, if possible, we'll definitely do it again in the future.
We can share different experience because every country has a different needs, a different situation, different politics, different citizen.
I hope that I would gain something from the other peers participating in the process for myself, for my colleagues to distribute, and also to my organization. And I can say that I'm not disappointed at all. Yeah.
In this kind of meeting, this is interesting to have all the presentations so that we can see in detail the local issues with key numbers, indicators.
We had some great 4 sessions. We learned a lot of new stuff, new ideas.
I think it's a very great opportunity to share your projects, to share your ideas and solutions, to gain some knowledge from your peers, and also to get interesting feedback from other people.
And it was absolutely beyond our wildest expectation. And we came out now, as you can see from the enthusiasm I have, with a lot of ideas on how to improve our policies and also to improve our work.
Irma, can I have one personal remark just between the two of us? Looking at the first...
to the ear?
Yes, looking at this first sequence. This was taken at our peer review pilot in Hauts-de-France in 2018. We're looking at my hair, I think time flies, let's put it this way. And, well, I had to smile. And of course, the work we are doing, we can also experience the little cultural differences we have in Europe. I mean, you are from the Baltic states, Irma.
True.
We had an Estonian colleague saying, well, I was not disappointed at all. I think we can take as an acknowledgement, we cannot expect more, right?
I confirm, and I could see that in this video we saw also, and I could feel a lot of power, a lot of excitement, and I think this is what we all are doing here.
And talking about excitement and inspiration, you know, we have invited community members to share their stories, their experiences with us.
I know, and I also know that you are very, very, very eager to share those stories, and we all are looking forward to hear them. But before we do that, you know what? There is one person that must be on this stage tonight, and it's a very dear colleague of mine. I would like to invite Magda Nagnostu, who is the coordinator of the Policy Learning Platform. Magda.
Yes.
You must be on this stage. And you know what? You are with the policy learning platform for more than 10 years. You are the person who put your brains and your heart into this project. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about it?
A lot of feelings, indeed. I was one of the people that started the fire together with my colleagues here. And my journey, indeed, started 13 years ago. I still remember my younger me, that I was hired at the Secretariat, and I had the task on my desk to set up a policy learning platform to capitalize on projects and open up the program benefits. That was it. Dot. Nothing else. Empty pages, can you imagine? and then the magic started. We started putting all our brains together, and as a colleague says, teamwork makes the dream work. This is what happened. Here we are, 10 years afterwards, with 20,000 people, a powerful idea that became a powerful living community. A lot of numbers come through my head, 100 peer reviews, 500 peers, 3,000 good practices, 500 publications, 300 events, 3,000 beneficiaries. It's incredible, and they are very impressive numbers. But of course, what is most important is not the numbers, it's what lies behind them, and behind them there are people with stories. And that's the biggest achievement for me for the policy learning platform, that we have people passionate about cooperation. And we are eager to hear these stories. Thank you.
Magda, but before with that, I think you deserve big applause for this work you did.
So, wait, Magda.
No, you don't leave.
Yes.
No, because I know you are looking to hear the stories, but I am in the same situation like you. So you take me together with you, I leave the microphone to Torsten, we take comfortable seats, and we listen to those stories of the community, of the people that are with us, that were with us during those 10 years.
I only have to say, Magda, I mean, colleagues, when you're talking about your age, I know I'm walking on very thin ice. Magda, we offer learning, we keep on learning, keep on developing, so we get wiser every day. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, so if we celebrate the platform today, we celebrate the community, or as Magda said, the power of the community. We already had two colleagues on stage earlier today. And as examples for the many active members in our community, policymakers at all levels, we would like to feature their stories, as you will hear and as you will see, very different ways how you can get engaged in interregional policy learning. So I will call up my colleagues one by one with short introduction. The first one, if you have to describe her professional pathway in 2 words, would be cooperation and sustainability. So for more than 30 years already, she has been passionate about European cooperation and sustainable development. In 2023, she was the executive director of the European Green Capital Initiative. The city of Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, was the Green Capital of Europe in 2023. So now we already know where she's from. But this responsibility did not hold her back from hosting an interregional peer review in September 2023 on sustainability governance. Ladies and gentlemen, I warmly welcome on stage Krista Campus from the city of Tallinn. Krista, join me, please. Krista, I have to say I'm particularly glad you're here today, because I know tomorrow you will be welcoming, and I'm looking at Mr. Tokarski now, a delegation from DG Regio in Tallinn. We will take a very late flight back to Tallinn. So thanks again for being with us today. I mentioned the peer review we were hosting with you in your city with your colleagues, sustainability governance, not an easy project to anchor sustainability horizontally in all departments, levels of the city administration. I would like to quote you. You said after the peer review, again, quote, Torsten, this was one of our best experiences with European programs ever. And we know you have perennial experience in European programs. So, of course, we will not oppose your positive feedback, but you have to tell us, elaborate a bit, why you perceive this peer review as very valuable.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, this experience wasn't bad at all.
That's the Estonian way, right?
Yeah. But why? Number one, and I think I would like to highlight this, is that we are living in time of crisis. Those crises are constant, they are happening all the time, they are happening in parallel, and they are very complex. And those crises need very flexible and fast responses. And I think that when it comes to Interreg Europe peer learning approach, then actually this provides us this fast possibility for fast solutions and fast learning. For maybe longer process, but at least it is flexible, it is tailor-made, it is very warm, very collegial, and most important is that we don't have to focus on this kind of technical project management things, application, reporting, all of that is not there, and we can focus really on substance, we can focus on finding solutions, working with peer, working with experts and other cities to find solutions for our challenges. So I think that is very important element. The second is that at least my experience was that, and you mentioned that actually this morning as well, that Interreg is not only about funding and money, it is about bringing together people and learning from each other. And my experience with our peer learning process was that it was kind of mutual, like two ways approach. It wasn't only that we learned from our peers and experts, but we also get very valuable feedback from them. They said that we are on the right track. There is even something they can learn from us. So actually it was like a win-win situation. And I think that times like now, we are living right now, we really need much more flexibility, much more tailor-made approaches, and much more focusing on substance rather than bureaucracy and technical project management. And peer learning platform provides all of that.
Thank you, Krista. This is, of course, also an acknowledgement for the work done by the team. But let us look indeed at the results of such exercise. I mean, we said this morning, Anne Wetzel from Eau de France, she said, today cooperation is more important than ever. And you in Estonia, you have long, painful history with your eastern neighbor, so for sure we agree. But we also have to look at the practical value of such a policy learning journey for your day-to-day work. And we already mentioned earlier, we have an evaluation method for the peer reviews. So we call our beneficiaries again, not for an audit, but in an open exchange to hear about the follow-up, the results. And I was impressed. You told us, yes, we have launched a pilot project with our environmental department. We have introduced new assessment methodology for investments done by the city, and the peer review contributed also to a strategy paper on citizens' engagement. And you know, I asked you twice, was this really triggered by the peer review? You said yes. So my question is, what maybe also a bit as advice to beneficiaries, peer review hosts, what is crucial if you want to make sure the results of policy learning are not only stored in archive, but actually indeed lead to better policies, better policy making?
Yes, of course. I mean, better policies are very important, but precondition for that is the mindset of the whole organization. That people understand why they are there, what they are doing, what we want to achieve. And of course, our goal was very ambitious. We wanted really to modernize our governance in the city of Tallinn. and we not only like climate governance or mobility governance, but the whole governance of the city, how we are working together, how we are engaging our citizens, how we are communicating, what are our targets and indicators, what is our monitoring system. So we basically focused on all of that. I think there are three main preconditions when it comes to kind of securing continuity. Number one is that you need passionate colleagues. And passion is very, very important word, because without passion, nothing happens. Without passion, bureaucracy happens. But change is not happening if you are not passionate about what you're doing. So what we did was that we created a network of sustainability ambassadors in the city. Kind of they are serving as change makers in the city organization, but also we created a network of green ambassadors outside of the city organization in order to engage people and experts outside from the city, also supporting us. So this is very important, because alone you are not able to do anything. You really need passionate people who understand why this change is important, why it is necessary, and who are ready to contribute and work for this. That is number one. Number two, it's very important that you have this bottom-up support, or at least that political leadership is not hindering what you are doing. At least that they are neutral. In our case, luckily, it was also political agenda, so we got a lot of support from bottom up as well, or top down as well. And third element, I think what is also very important is that you need like tools and processes in place. For example, we have now in the city of Tallinn sustainability coordinator, who is in charge of securing that all what we have elaborated as Tallinn sustainability model, all that we have described in this document, will be implemented. Number two is that we also have training programs.
Yes.
Number three is that we have also leadership forums. We have citizens forums. We have Sustainable Tallinn podcast. We have a lot of different things, as you mentioned already, that we have also ex-ante impact assessment tool in order to assess all our investments and development activities against of all sustainable development goals. So we have policy tools, policy processes in place, and we are also people who are working for it. And I think these are very, very important in order to securing follow-up implementation of your plans.
Well, I'm sure you have many nodding heads in the audience, and thank you for being such committed and passionate colleague in our community. Christa Campos.
Thank you.
And also the next colleague I would like to invite on stage. She is passionate, I know that. She's passionate about CCIs, cultural and creative industries. So for 20 years already, for more than 20 years, she has been supporting the development of her autonomous region, the region of Friuli, Venezia Giulia in Italy. She's the head of legal, financial and EU affairs in the Department of Culture. And I know she is excellent in promoting our peer review service. Elena Mengotti, please join me on stage. I saw some similarities, right? So in your case, I have to say welcome back, because some of you may remember last year in Antwerp, we had you on stage sharing your platform experience, your Interreg Europe experience, and you were not passive afterwards. I know you promoted the policy learning platform to European partner regions, partner cities, triggered interest. So now, I have a bit more challenging task for you. As you are an excellent ambassador for us, and we saw this morning we have many newcomers in the room. If I give you 1 minute, how would you sell the peer review service to a newcomer?
Well, thank you so much for this task. Well, hello everyone, I'm the Policy Learning Platform. Are you involved in your daily work in policy making? Are you close to policymakers? Do you need a quick advice on how to face a challenge? Well, the Policy Platform is at your service. We can offer you a database of good practices on how to solve an issue or introduce a new policy. We can offer you a policy help desk where you can find solutions already adopted in other countries. We can offer peer reviews, and these are very skilled experts, I must admit, and I knew many of them, that come to your city and help you focus on your issue and solve it, telling you about their experience. Or we can organize a very quick matchmaking with other experts coming from other countries, explaining you their experience. And then are you alone in your office facing problems or wanting to find a new policy adopted or learning more about a topic? Well, we have our online workshops that you can follow very easily, very quickly. So everything is simple. I hope you will enjoy.
Woo. And we did not pay Elena for this task. Now I'm looking
I'm a seller.
I'm looking at Magda, if I can recruit her. Indeed, you participated as peer in a peer review for the city of Amiens in France. Surprise, surprise, on cultural and creative industries. But the point briefly mentioned by Christa, this is of course not only about the peers sharing their experience with the host, but this is about win-win learning. So my second question is, what did you bring home to your region after the peer review in Amiens?
Well, I was in Amiens with other experts coming from Austria and from the city of Bologna. And I learned two main things. One from the city of Amiens, which is around 130,000 inhabitants, so a city very similar to some cities in our region. For instance, Trieste, Udine, Pordenone. And so I learned that even not big cities can quickly identify the correct stakeholders to be involved in a policy making or in a policy change. About CCIs, I learned from them the good stakeholders that were together with us during the peer review, which is really important. This is one thing that I learned from them. And another thing I learned from the city of Bologna, my colleague, which is in Italy like me, and as you know, in Italy, sometimes legal issues are important for us, that they applied a very simple form of public and private partnership in cultural events and cultural initiatives. And so since I manage a project, an Interreg Europe project about CCIs, I learned from them this PPP scheme, and now I'm applying it in our pilot action of Cherry project in Interreg Europe. So these are two main things I learned from them.
Amazing. And this is, I think, what cooperation is all about. Thank you, Elena, for being such great community member and ambassador for our platform.
Thank you all.
The next colleague I would like to invite can combine his technical knowledge about manufacturing technologies with perennial business management expertise. He's a director of the Penn Business Network and was the founder of the MLET lab supporting digitalization of companies. So for sure in his home city, his home region of Szombathely in Hungary, he's one of the key innovation drivers. and he knows Interreg Europe inside out. Balázs Bátor, please join me. We get wiser and wiser, right? Welcome, Balázs. Balázs, I know you're working with Innovation Labs. We had peer review on the Åland Islands. So for those who do not know, autonomous region belonging to Finland between the mainlands of Sweden and Finland. I think we can agree not the easiest place to reach, and even more in January. And in the same week, you had an international conference in Milan. But still you said, Torsten, I will join you together with Luc and Mart, our experts, our colleagues. I will join you on the Åland Islands. So sometimes I'm wondering, your day must have 36 hours, right? But tell us, what fuels this commitment and dedication to cooperation?
I still remember when I received the email from you. I hope my wife is not listening online. I was driving and I said, oh, Torsten wrote me an email. I'm so excited. And I looked at very quickly and it said, come and visit with us Cayman Islands. I said, oh, Cayman Islands, that's great. So I replied quickly, yes, okay, I go. No, actually, I knew it was about Finland visit, but what was interesting for us, I was also a victim of peer review. I was not provider of peer review. And once I received it, it was so important for me because I know most of you have the same feeling that when we are in a local community, somewhat high, as Torsten said, we are a kind of change agents. And as Krista said, we need passion. And when we want to drive change, we need a lot of energy. And you know, people are very nice to us, but most of the time they are happy when you fail. Yeah? And then you keep on working and you keep on trying to convince them to come with you on a way. And it's sometimes very frustrating and not so easy. I remember in Ghent when we had a presentation from a Portuguese gentleman, and he said, this is what I achieved. And everyone applauded, and it's amazing. And he did that in 10 years. For 10 consecutive years, he was working on the subject of improving his region. And when I received peer review partners from 6 regions from all around Europe, it was such a big help. And then I said, okay, if I receive this energy, what I have to do is I have to give it back as well. And of course, I was happy to go there and try to give as much knowledge as possible. And what is also very personal, that when you go there, you want to give value. And you feel a bit frustrated or nervous, am I able to give value to them? So it's not such an easy process. You try to prepare beforehand properly to give them the satisfaction they are expecting. And previously in the session, it was Pavel on stage from Poland. And we met in the COVID era online. And we got connected, and we identified also areas where we could cooperate. And I'm so happy that now with Pavel organizations, we are working together in the last 2 years and the coming 1 year as well. So it gives a lot of values, personally and organization-wise.
Thank you, Balázs. And this also confirms the importance of preparing those peer reviews, or in general those policy exchanges properly. Briefly asking, you have been in Interreg Europe for many, many years, many projects now, many activities of the platform. Maybe also as an advice to us, what would you say, how can we best ensure complementarity between the 2 program pillars, the work of the project and the activities of the platform?
I think I would be very arrogant if I say that that's the way you should improve. Yeah? But I would put it in another perspective, that what is very important, that when we work on projects, it has a lot of normal administrative, legal, technicalities that we have to go through, and sometimes the content is very hard to overcome through that. And with the thematic forums, with the peer reviews, with the data sets, and with the meeting opportunities, it's only purely about the content. And it's such a big value that, for example, when we worked on internationalization, how we help SMEs go international, and we made research among 100 companies, then we could connect it with other research databases, and it was so insightful that we could learn so much from that. So it's an incredible value of the program.
Thank you, Balázs. Please keep your commitment, and I promised next peer review in the north will be in summer. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Well, we heard this morning from our keynote speakers, indeed, we had historical moment last year extending the program Geography. Among others, getting North Macedonia involved, a new member of our Interreg Europe family. Therefore, we decided to organize dedicated events, capacity building events in the new partner states. And the colleague I would like to invite on stage, she was the first one saying yes. Such event I would like to host in my country, in North Macedonia. In her country, she's responsible for supporting business internationalization and innovation. She's an advisor at the Industrial Policy Unit of the Ministry of Economic Affairs. Welcome, Jasmina. I can say also for many members of our team, it was the first visit to Skopje. It was very interesting. Tell us, now you were already involved in several activities of the policy learning platform. What would you say to your colleagues, maybe the colleagues in the other new partner states, or any city and region in Europe, why should they invest in hosting such event?
So first, congratulations for the 10th anniversary. So it's very important that you confirm that knowledge and expertise are valid forever. I would like to share our experience with Interreg Europe and Policy Learning Platform, because from Antwerp till now we have organized already 3 events in the country. So in Antwerp, I have first met Ms. Elena Ferrario. So she was the first person that opened the window and opportunities from the Policy Learning Platform. But very soon we have met all these nice experts like Mark, then Arno, Nicolas, and Vladimir. And it was a discussion how to support implementation of the smart specialization strategy, because we have adopted the document in December 2024. So all these challenges, how to create innovative ecosystem, how to stimulate academia business collaboration, were essential for the implementation. First event, capacity building event in Skopje, was for strengthening academia business collaboration. We had the opportunity to hear experience from Bulgaria, from Czech Republic, from Hungary, from Italy, and from the Interreg Europe experts. So it was really very, very useful in order to understand the challenges in front of us. The next event, it was actually matchmaking. It was initiated by the Council for Science and Research, because they were developing the program that should be adopted by the Parliament. So they wanted to discuss with the experts from Slovenia, Netherlands, and from Lithuania how to align it with the EU and regional, with the EU national policies, with the EU innovation and research targets. So what can I suggest to my colleagues from the other countries is that this is a really knowledge hub, expertise hub, that can give very easily support on the dilemmas and challenges that are in front of us. So it's very easy and it's very high quality, so it opened many, many new opportunities for us and many, many new discussions in the country, and also increased the knowledge.
Yes. The first event, if I'm not mistaken, was on thriving innovation ecosystems, and you already mentioned the importance of industry-university collaboration. So beyond the value of European-wide exchange, what was the value for engaging local, regional, national stakeholders, which of course is key for an innovation ecosystem?
So as we know in the smart specialization strategy, so it is place-based innovation document. That means that there is a very big importance of every stakeholder in the local level, on the national level. So increasing the knowledge, the skills, the collaboration, it is essential for success of all of us in order to be more competitive and in order to face all these challenges that we are facing similar in all countries. So I think that on the events, on what we have organized, there were representatives from all these stakeholders, from the quadruple helix. So everybody had an opportunity to hear, to discuss, to intervene, and to ask in order to strengthen their knowledge by themselves. So I usually like the proverb, walk the walk, talk the talk. So if we walk together, we can be faster, we can go further. So let's talk about it, because this is very, very important, like policy answers and policy platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmina, and let us continue walking together. So now we move, we stay in the south of Europe, move a bit further west. Colleague I would like to invite is an experienced implementation manager working with waste management, resource efficiency, with environmental management. He wrote his PhD about optimizing biodegradable household waste on European islands, and we can assume he's from an island. He's from the member state of Malta, and at the moment he is the team manager for operations at the Environmental and Resource Authority. Welcome, Clyde Falzon-Buffet. We have to speed up a bit. So Clyde, you have both. You have practical policy implementation experience and a broad yet deep academic knowledge. So what would you say, what we are doing here, learning from each other in Europe, how can this contribute both to individual learning and organizational learning? Come close, I will not bite you.
Yes, one do not realize the potential of a peer review event until you get the taste of it. And I am a victim to that. And I say why. A peer review, in the way I see it, is a tripartite event where you have the entity requesting the peer review event in itself, you have the thematic experts, and the team of peers. And the knowledge transfer is there between these three parties, in the sense that the team requesting the peer review gives you the case study, the area in which you need to brainstorm. I can be an expert in any sector, but I do not realize that particular situation, and therefore I have to adapt my knowledge myself. And for me, that's a learning experience in itself. Then you have the thematic experts who set the scene, assist the meetings to make it easy for everyone to share his knowledge and experience. And then us peers learn from each other, because I, as a peer, give my solution to that situation. But I also learn from the other peers, and I go there with a number of other solutions apart from the ones that I've presented. And that makes it difficult for me to reject an invitation for a peer review, because I know that I will give something, but I will return back with something else.
Exactly, and in your case, this always means traveling far, because even your closest neighbors are hundreds of kilometers away.
Yes.
So what is your particular motivation then to participate regularly and to make this effort of traveling across Europe?
We, as Maltese, like any other European country, need to fulfill European Union directives and targets. And in my opinion, we successfully reached certain areas in which we managed to nail them out, to be fair. And I can mention two examples in which I was a peer. For example, the introduction of food waste collections from each town in Malta to a national level in a relatively short and successful time period, and the way how we transform transformed our landfills and dump sites into public areas. This was assisted also due to other collaboration, an Interreg Europe project, Cocoon, and in which we discussed this in detail. And if I'm not mistaken, my first peer review invitation was following this project. At one point, we were even like three project partners during a peer review. And for me, I also requested assistance through the webpage of the policy learning platform, and I reached the targets I was looking for. So it's a win-win situation.
I think this also confirms the leverage effect we are having in Interreg Europe. So the knowledge of the project, not only benefiting the project partners, but in the spirit of capitalization, then being spread via the policy learning platform to more cities and regions in Europe.
The fact that it is easy to access and easy to disseminate encourages people to use it more frequently. It would be waste if we do not use it.
Thank you, Clyde, and please keep working for us in the rest of Europe, looking for Malta. Thanks again for being such a committed member.
Thank you for the invitation.
And I know everybody's already waiting for the cocktail, but one colleague I still have to invite. Last but not least, I think I can say he has innovation and smart specialization in his blood. Working for the Northern Netherlands Alliance, yes, he already brings the idea of cross-regional, interregional collaboration to life in his day-to-day work, and now looking at the Commission, and he's not hesitant to experiment with ERDF, innovative ways investing the ERDF in innovation, which is not always an easy task. So Luc Hulsman from the Northern Netherlands Alliance. Luc, please join me here. Somehow I have the feeling, look, we meet every second or third week, right? Recently he joined our 100th peer review in Sweden. And look, you're also featured in one of our promotional videos. And you are saying, well, the peer reviews, or in general, policy learning, is not about showing off. It is rather the opposite. Can you tell our audience, many newcomers, what do you mean?
Yeah, what I meant by that, I think it's a kind of natural tendency of people to present themselves in the best possible way. And this counts for our work as well. We like to talk about successes, we like to talk about what went well. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong to share your successes. In fact, it's even one of the cornerstones of Interreg Europe, sharing best practices and learn from other regions, from other people. But my view if you really want to improve, if you really want to tackle complex issues, you not only, I think, need to be aware of your own weaknesses, you need to be aware of the areas where you can improve, but you also need to be willing to share that and to be open about that with others. And I think the peer review Interreg Europe policy learning platform peer reviews are a perfect occasion for that. Because what you do is you create a kind of safe environment where everyone feels free to be open. But as well, and this is, I think, a very important factor as well, you have the possibility to have in-depth discussions, to really go to the bottom of things. And like you said, we were in Sweden, what was it, 3 weeks ago? Was the 100 peer review, 10 years of peer review, and we had a short chat about that there. And I remember I said something to you like, 100 peer reviews. I can imagine that at one moment the question will come to you, can you still handle this? Don't we need to make it a bit more efficient? And I already gave some kind of an answer to you. Please, don't make it simpler. Don't shorten it, because this possibility to have these in-depth discussions, for me, is key to the success of these peer reviews.
Thank you for sharing, Luc. No, we will not touch the methodology, only for making the methodology better, but not superficial. Very quickly, we often say the policy learning platform can be an entry door to European cooperation. We heard it's not no administrative burden, easily accessible, but maybe paves the ground for long-term European partnerships. What is your experience?
My experience, and I think you and everyone here will agree with me that an important success factor in any collaboration is trust. You need to have trust in the people in the organization you collaborate with. And if you don't know each other, building trust is not something what happens overnight. You really need to build it, and you need to take the time for it. And I think participating in Interreg Europe projects for us and for me has been really a way to build trust and to build on long-term relationships. In the afternoon, I had the opportunity to talk about the Horizon Europe project we are engaged in. 19 partners from 9 different regions, and they started an initiative of 3 regions, Navarra, North Middle Sweden, and the Northern Netherlands. And these are regions, they have been collaborating already for several years. We know each other, we trust each other, and this is kind of the result of a process that started several years ago, among others, by participating in Interreg Europe projects together.
Well, I could say these could be perfect concluding remarks for today, but we are not there yet. Thank you, Luc, for being such a committed member and for constantly improving and experimenting with new policies. Thank you. So indeed, inspiring stories, and as you could see, dear colleagues, different ways of getting engaged, always with the mantra of win-win. Well, I would even take the risk of saying, you, the community, you are the heart and soul of our program. You drive the policy changes we need in those difficult times. But now I would like to welcome back Irma on stage.
I am coming back, Torsten, and I think I have to thank you for this a beautiful presentation, the show. It was really nice to hear the stories from our community, a lot of excitement, at least me. I took also some tips on what to do to be open, and it's amazing. I mean, the challenges you gave, I have already a script for the next promotional video for the policy learning platform. Thank you very much to our great, committed community members. You are really an inspiring example to all of us. With this, you know what? I feel there is something missing, and I would like to invite on the stage our dear director, Erwin Siveris.
You come in the middle, Erwin.
Yes.
Between the two of us.
And you get the microphone. Look, you listen to those nice stories of our community. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, a very long day, a very inspiring day. I have to say, and I'm happy to say, thank you. Thank you, Torsten, for presenting the 6 inspiring examples, appointing 6 passionate new ambassadors of the Interreg Europe program and the policy learning platform. And 10 years of policy learning platform, I remember well the day when the monitoring committee asked the secretariat to set up the policy learning platform. And it was a rocky way to fulfill the mission. Magda was already presented, drafted the terms of reference, Torsten joined the team, and then it was an up and down, and finally an up. And I think I have to thank all of the team members which are involved. I would like to mention especially the experts. You saw all of them today who are dedicated in the teams, working with the regions, working with the municipalities, delivering their tasks. I would like to mention the management team around Thorsten, being in Lille, helping the experts, doing together with the Secretariat all the activities which were presented today. I would like to mention the people responsible on the Secretariat side for the Policy Learning Platform. I mentioned already Magda, but also Nico. But of course, we have also the policy officers who support, again, the experts in finding the projects, identifying the good examples which we have in our more than 260 projects in Europe, helping them using these examples. Of course, the financial officer, without finances, nothing goes, taking care that all this is well financed. I'd like to thank Irma and the communication team, especially for today and tomorrow, for setting up this event. And and of course, I would like to thank the point of contacts, the monitoring committee members which are here, who are doing their part in their countries to motivate regions, municipalities, organizations to engage in Interreg Europe, in the policy learning platform, to share and use experience from other regions. And of course, I would like to thank all of you being here, listening to the message, then further transferring the message, and hopefully engaging in Interreg Europe soon or in the coming months and years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Erwin.
Well, again, you may say, well, these were perfect concluding remarks. But now I'm looking again at our 6 examples for commitment, community engagement. Christa, Elena, Balázs, Jasmina, Clyde, Luc, you're not done yet. Please join me again on stage. So, of course, we did our best to prepare this event well, but we also do not have to tell everything in advance. Irma.
Yes, but for this something what we are waiting, again, something else is missing from my side. I would like to invite 2 more important people on this stage, Mr. Konrad Wojnarowski and Mr. Slavomir Tokarski. Please join us.
So, what is happening? Well, no longer speeches, no worries, but we do not want to miss the opportunity, as we said, the power of the community. The community is the heart and soul of Interreg Europe. And as examples for the many active members we have, we wanted to take the opportunity of our event here in Krakow to say thank you on behalf of all of us. Thank you for such great commitment using cooperation to make better policies in Europe. Once again, an applause for our 6 colleagues.
Yes, you can. Yes, from Luc.
Stay from this one.
Yes. You can shake hands. You can also say congratulations later.
me saying this key message, right?
I will say what a moment we have just shared. Then you will say the key message, and then I will say thank you, and then celebration.
Okay.
What a moment we have just shared.
Of course, it's not only about our 6 colleagues up here in those challenging times with evolving challenges. We need everybody. So please join us, join the community.
Thank you to all of you for being part of this policy learning platform journey together with Interreg Europe and responding to our invitation to cooperate. Thank you very much. It's time to
celebrate! So let's enjoy the evening together. Thanks again and enjoy the evening with us.
Have a nice networking cocktail.